Hangman Page questions his upcoming title defenses, AEW ratings are in, and New Japan is back in about 12 hours. What's up, everybody? Eric here from That's Wrestling. Thanks for tuning into the Newswire for June 14th, 2020. If you like this audio as a podcast, it is available. Just search for That's Wrestling Newswire on all your favorite podcast apps. So let's get to it. AEW ratings were down a little bit this week, about 40,000 viewers down compared to the week before. This week, though, they did have competition from NASCAR, so it seems pretty consistent that NASCAR is going to take a bite out of the viewership of both AEW and NXT. It seems to be a little more heavy on the AEW side, but we've also seen in the past that UFC also takes a bite out of AEW as well. So depending on how the schedules work out through the coming year, it looks like NASCAR could be an issue for competition, or if we have NASCAR and UFC on the same night, on a Wednesday night, it could be heavy competition for Wednesday night wrestling in general. Also, Hangman Page wrote on his Twitter, "Wait, I thought the best friends were the next contenders. What the hell is going on around here? A man tried to cut off my head with a hacksaw last week." So that's in a reference to Jimmy Havoc actually using a hacksaw in the middle of a match. He swung it, but he didn't actually end up hitting anybody. Anyways, Hangman Page is questioning, well, why are the Natural Nightmares getting a title shot next week on Dynamite? And then Tony Khan replied saying that you're defending against the number 2 contenders, the undefeated Natural Nightmares, on Wednesday night, and then the winners, the champs, will then defend at Fyre Fest against the number 1 contenders. Of course, that is on the line also on Dynamite with Best Friends versus Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho, Les Sex Gods. So that is going to determine, so just clarifying, if anybody hasn't been paying attention, I've heard some podcast commentators speculating, why are the Natural Nightmares even getting a title shot? It's like they don't even pay attention to the product. They are 5-0. They are undefeated. They were ranked number 2 for like the past 3 weeks. So that is why they're getting a title shot next week, because they have been winning. So I have no idea what some of these people are paying attention to. But anyways, Natural Nightmares versus Hangman Page and Kenny Omega on Dynamite this week for the titles. And Best Friends versus Jericho and Sammy Guevara. They have put up their number 1 contenders title shot at Fyre Fest on the line for that match. So that is what's going on in Dynamite. New Japan is finally coming back with shows in a little over 12 hours from when this episode has gone live. It will be available at 6 a.m. East Coast time. Pre-show starts at 5 a.m. over on New Japan World if you're interested in checking out. No matches have been announced for that card. They will all be announced at the beginning of the show, so something to look out for this week. Finally getting some New Japan shows back. Also, it has been announced Kevin Kelly will be doing solo commentary, but it will be recorded after the fact. So hopefully they can get a relatively quick turnaround within a day or two for getting the English commentary up on New Japan World. They did a pretty good job on recent shows when he was doing remote commentary, so hopefully we'll see them in 1 or 2 days after the Japanese commentary, well, really just the show happens, and then we can get the English commentary. But even if you've never watched the shows with just the Japanese commentary, even if you don't understand Japanese, they have so much, they're like so excited and have so much inflection. You can kind of get into it. It's a unique experience if you've never actually watched the shows in Japanese before. It is actually pretty fun. Also, so we have the New Japan Cup starts this week. This week's matches will be round 1. We have Makabe versus Shuji. We have Tomohiro Ishii versus El Desperado. We have Yano versus Jado, and we have Hanma versus Hiromu Takahashi. Really looking forward to that match. Having Hiromu out for a year with basically a broken neck and him coming back Really excited. He has really exciting matches, so looking forward to what Hiromu does during this tournament. I don't think he's going to win the whole thing, but he'll probably make it to the semifinals at least, or the quarterfinals, semifinal, whatever you call them. Anyways, and then on the 17th, so that was the card for the 16th. Again, it will be morning East Coast time. And then on the 17th, we have Okada versus Gedo, which Okada is definitely just going to crush Gedo in that. Then we have a fun, hard-hitting match between two vets. We have Nagata versus Suzuki. Should be an interesting one. We have Uemura versus Kanemaru. That the young lion, I'm not sure how, I'm guessing he's not going to make it out very far. And then we have Gabriel Kidd versus Taiji Ishimori. That should be a fun match to watch. Those are the only matches announced for those dates. They do have a stipulation of there will be some special matches happening, but they have not been announced. Only those 8 matches have been announced for the 16th and the 17th. So that is what we're looking at. And then the next round will be on the 22nd. So we won't see matches again until the 22nd. So that's it for today's Newswire. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can get more content like this. We do a full rundown of AEW Dynamite on Thursday nights. And now that New Japan is coming back, you will see scattered throughout random times for the New Japan full-length podcast and reviews. But we do these Newswires as often as possible when there's enough news to talk about. And we'll be having short rundowns of these shows as they go on. So thanks for tuning in. My name is Eric LaRoche, and I will see you next time on That's Wrestling. See you later, guys.